We've got an interesting company where the issue is opening today. Regaal Resources, the fresh issue of 210 crore shares and an OFS of 96 odd crores, which makes the total issue size about 306 crores. Mr. Anil Kishorepuria, who's the chairman and managing director of Regaal, as well as Karan Kishorepuria, whole-time director, join us right now in our studios. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining and really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
By the way, why AA in Regaal?
It's basically numerology.
Okay, I thought as much. Okay. Well, I hope that's paying off per se.
It is, because you can see it is reflected in the results and the growth of the company.
Sure. So, okay, let's talk a bit about this. I mean, you're manufacturing specialty maize products in India, I presume, right?
Yes,
Could you tell us a bit about your business?
Yes. Technically, it's called corn wet milling.
Corn wet milling.
We process maize, we break the maize, and there are 4 ingredients from maize which we get, which is inherent in maize. One is the carbohydrates, which is starch. There's a primary finished product which we have. One is protein, which is called gluten. And one is fiber, which is basically the chilka of maize, which you have above. And one is germs, from where you get maize oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the business. You're kind of breaking down maize and doing ancillary products with it to be...
Yes, breaking and separating.
Okay, breaking and separating. I presume this is largely a B2B business?
Yes, 100%.
It is largely a B2B business. Okay. So, and from the time that you started the company to the time it's really taken off, right? Tell us a bit about that. What's the recent performance of the company been, and how do you expect this to move ahead?
So we started with 180 tons per day crushing.
This was when,
in
sir?
2018-19.
2018-19. Okay.
And from there we have come to 825 tons per day at the moment.
Okay.
And we are, the capex is going on, the expansion is going on, and we will be completing 1650 tons of crushing by this quarter end of 25-26. So by January, February, March.
Okay.
So we'll be doubling the production basically.
Okay. And Karan, is the IPO proceeds being used for this expansion plan, or is that for some other purpose?
No, the IPO proceeds are primarily being used to pay back debt. So we operate in Bihar and we are headquartered in Calcutta, and the Bihar government gives certain interest subsidy. So debt on which we don't get subsidy, we are paying that back. And as we expand, we've already got internal accruals and bank loans committed, for which expansion is already happening. And we've already ordered all the machinery, plant, and it's in erection commissioning phase. So IPO proceeds are not being used to expand, it's being used to pay back debt on which we don't get subsidy.
And some general corporate purposes, I presume. Okay, great. I look at your numbers, gentlemen, and on the revenue front, yes, it's really impressive. From FY23 to 25, you what? Nearly doubled, or maybe 70-80% growth in over 2 years.
About 37% CAGR last 3 years.
37% CAGR last 3 years. Okay. So tell us about why has that growth been so large? Is it suddenly that the market is discovering a business like yours? I don't know if too many businesses like yours are listed per se. So why this strong growth? And is this something that you can replicate? Let's just first talk about the revenue and the top line.
Revenue this year was about 915 crores.
Yes.
And the EBITDA was about 112-13 crores. And the PAT was 47 crores this year, which was nearly doubled since last year.
Yes.
The revenue went up by 50% from 600 crores to 915 crores. So this is basically adding on to production, adding on to the capacity which we have. That is the main factor. And of course, because of the PAT and the EBITDA, is all because of course, economy of scale and the efficiency, and of course, the add-on of the capacity. So that was 3-4 reasons why we had this.
Got it. And sir, you expect this to continue going ahead? I mean, I'm just trying to understand, what is the quantum, what is the market size? What is the quantum of the market size that you are attacking with your current and expanded capacity? And how do you see, or for how long are you confident about the growth trajectory? I'm sure you have confidence in the business for 10, 15, 20 years, but let's talk the slightly near term, 4-5 years.
What we are doing is basically increasing our capacity to 1650. At the moment, we're not making too much of value-added products, rather very negligible. So with the additional capacity, we will convert ourselves into value-added products.
What are the nature
of the value-added
these?
Products is basically liquid glucose, maltodextrin powder, dextrose monohydrate, dextrose anhydrous.
Okay.
And apart from that, a lot of modified starch, which are small quantities, but there are a number of modified starch in the basket. So that will increase our EBITDA and the PAT, and of course will increase our top line. And the additional revenue from value-added products will really push our bottom line as well as top line. Both.
Very good. Now, Karan, I'm going to come to you with 2 questions. One is something that I wanted to know. What is, I mean, if there is a market size like this, what is the current market size, and where are you on that pie? I mean, you are 5%, 10%, 15%,
Sure.
what are you?
So the total market in India is about 20,000 metric tons per day. When we started with 180 metric tons per day, we were less than 1%. Right now with about 825, we are 3 to 4% of the market. And once we expand, we'll be about 9 to 10% of the market. We're actually one of the smaller, we were the smaller and one of the fastest growing players in this space. And I think growth is also in the DNA of the company.
Sure.
And last 7 years has been good. We've grown and doubled every 2 years. And hopefully we can keep on that trajectory because the market is large. We're only 3-4% right now.
How strongly is the market growing, by the way?
So we believe the end user industry is growing at about 7 to 8% because a lot of our products are being used in paper, food, pharma, FMCG style companies, which are all growing with GDP style growth of India as well. So 7 to 8% is what we're seeing the market grow at.
Okay, and you believe you can outpace the growth clearly by what you're doing. At 1650, you're about 10%. Are you amongst the largest amongst your competitors, or are there larger players than you?
We'll be number 3 or 4 in the industry at that time, but we'll have the single largest plant if all things remain constant. So we'll have a two-fold strategy. We've gone for a contrarian play where we are a single plant focused company. So we get great economies of scale and we can focus in a geographic area as well. And secondly, because we'll be a larger plant, we can compete with larger players as well who might have slightly additional capacity. So number 3 or number 4 in terms of overall capacity, but number 1 in terms of single plant capacity.
You want to add something to that?
No, so he's completely. We are in the same sync, of course, father and son. So we have to be in same sync.
Yeah, most certainly. Okay, the growth plans and whatever SEBI rules allow you to talk about. But do you envisage that the kind of growth that you've shown from FY22 to 25 is something that you can replicate for the next 2, 3, 5 years?
I'm 100% sure about that.
So you expect what nearly. You've doubled EBITDA from FY23 to 25. I heard you say in your answer that the new plant is margin accretive as well. So what are your current margins? Where do you expect them, let's say FY28?
So about the future projections will be difficult to talk about.
But I just heard you, I don't want you to give me an exact number.
Because this figure was basically in our DRHP that we're expanding and we're adding all these derivatives. So we had the liberty to say.
Okay.
But
let's not get into an exact number. I don't want you to have any issues. But you expect that the kind of EBITDA growth rate, maybe not the growth rate, but the trajectory will continue?
So substantially, it will rather, I feel that it will be better than last.
Okay.
So if I may double down on what my father said, right? With the expansion, we'll increase top line. With the new products, we'll expand and make the bottom line more efficient as well. And as we become bigger in a single plant strategy, we also get great economies of scale. So over time, the EBITDA will become more efficient and there will be expansion. So he's already mentioned it, but we do see that growth happening.
Okay, great. Well, we wish you all the best for this and more. Thank you so much for taking the time out and being here, and all the best for the IPO.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
Pleasure
a lot,
being
thank you.
on the show.
Pleasure was entirely ours.